So welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley. For those who are new here, don't forget to subscribe. Today I am going to talk about the 5 things that I learned after I quit my job. So get ready with me. Alright, so the first thing that I learned, most importantly when I quit my job, was that it was okay to quit. It was okay for me to seek help for my mental health, and it was okay for me to decide that that just was not the job for me. You know, sometimes there are things that you do want to continue and prosper, but then there are just some things that they're just not meant to be for you. So my job was just not for me, and it was actually okay for me to quit. It was better for me to quit because things could have probably gotten worse before they would have gotten better, and seeking help was the most important. So number 1, it was okay for me to quit. All right, so the next thing that I learned when I quit was that no one cared. No one cared that I quit my job. No one cared that I didn't have another one. No one cared that, you know, they caused me to, you know, be mentally unstable due to my job. You know, so like the reality is that if you don't take care of yourself, no one's gonna do that for you. You know, so like it's very important that you take care of yourself because no one's gonna do that for you. So the fact that no one cared, you know, it was a good thing and a bad thing at the same time, because, you know, you want somebody to care. You want somebody to show that, you know, they care about what you're going through. But in reality, no one really cared. No one came looking for me to help, suggest, nothing. So honestly, I learned that no one cares. No one cares what you're going through. Sometimes people say like, oh, I'm sorry you're going through this, or sorry this happened to you, but in reality they don't care. And you know, that's really important to know when you're making the decision whether you want to stay or leave at a job, because, you know, whether you do leave, it's just like nothing really big happened. So number 3 on my list is family first. You know, I found myself working all kinds of hours in a day, and when it came to being a mother to my boys, I found that I was starting to slack off, mainly because mentally I was just not okay. You know, easily agitated and not being able to focus on them. You know, it's just, it wasn't worth it. So, you know, like, just keep in mind, family first. Whatever is best for your family, that's what you need to go with. Don't ever make your decisions based on, you know, like what others need or what others want. Make them based on your needs and your wants, and make sure that your family is being put first. Because at the end of the day, when you decide to leave that job, or if that job ended and you had nothing else, your family was the most important thing in your life. So number 3, family first. So here we are, number 4, bills. Reality is, bills are always going to be there. Bills, you're always going to have to pay them. But what I found that I didn't realize before is that, you know, yes, there are bills, and yes, you need to pay them, but there are always options, and there's always help that you can get. You know, it's not the best thing to want to have to live off the government, or, you know, seeking help in general. It's not an easy task, but it's there. The options are there. When it comes to bills and you can't make it this month, make an arrangement. There are places everywhere that will arrange to make you know, an arrangement plan, payment plan, so that you're able to function and be able to still afford your stuff. So like, don't think that because a bill is late or you can't make a the whole thing. Like, there are options. Seek the help. If I would have known all of that, I would have done it before. I would have looked for the help instead of not focusing on myself. So number 5 on the list of the things that I learned after I quit was that the world indeed is my oyster. I now have all the time in the world to be able to actually be what I want to be. I have multiplied my chances of actually being successful in what I want to do, all because of making the decision to, you know, leave my job. Now I'm able to focus on what I really want to do, and that's mainly to be a voice. I want to be an influencer. I want to show others that, you know, even though you go through rough, tough times, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that even though we feel frustrated and lost and stuck sometimes, that you just gotta trust a little and things will, you know, turn out to be for what they're supposed to be. And having had learned that is very valuable to me. So being able to be what I want to be, I think is just like the best thing that's ever happened to me. And yeah, I mean, I probably would have never learned that lesson if it wasn't for having to quit my job. So I mean, in reality, I always feel like things happen for a reason. I mean, who would have known that I was going to, you know, go through a really tough time in my life and it bring me down so low, just to bring me back up and bring me back up probably 10 times better than I was before. And having that, you know, option in my life was just like really important. I mean, I probably wouldn't have experienced it if it didn't happen the way it happened. And people need to realize that if they're going through something tough right now, or if they're dealing with a job that they don't like, I mean, I know it sometimes feels really hard, but you've got to like trust that things are meant to be for what they're meant to be. And, you know, usually they turn out to be pretty well. But yeah, that is pretty much what I've learned. I mean, I completely, you know, still am not where I want to be, and I'm still learning, and I'm still going through tough times in my life, but things are way better now than they used to be, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm happy that things happen to be the way that they are, and that the things went down the way that they did. And, you know, those things made me stronger. And I don't think people realize when you go through situations how much better of a person you actually become. So, you know, if you're just going through it right now, just, you know, take a second, think about it. You know, who's it for? Is it for you? Is it for them? Is it better off that you do quit, take the time to recuperate, and then be 10 times better doing something that you want to do? Yeah, just, you know, make sure you're making the decisions based on what your gut feels or what you need for your life. And yes, I just wanted to end this video by saying, don't ever limit yourself. Don't be a prisoner to your own mind. The possibilities are truly endless, and you are capable of bigger and better things and wonderful things. And if you just took the time to kind of think about your priorities and exactly what it is that you want, don't be afraid to take that leap. It's not always going to be an easy thing to do, but when you're willing to do it, things turn out for the better. So please go out and do what it is that you want to do. Don't limit yourself. Don't think that these things are not possible, because they are. And only after you do decide to kind of take that leap are you able to kind of see those possibilities. So you live and you learn, and those are just things that, you know, they just happen to happen for the better. So you guys, I've learned a lot of things, and I continue to learn a lot of things, and I'm grateful for all the things that I'm learning, and I'm grateful for the things that I am going to learn in the future. And if you guys haven't already, you know, thought about it, think about it. Think about what it is that you want. Think about what it is that needs to happen, and just trust and kind of go with the flow.